welcome to the very first Life-Changing Solutions show. Before I begin, this is also the first time that the network WCOBM is having the Hispanic shows on Tuesday, so stay tuned for plenty of other shows coming up. A special thank you to Graciela from Somos Emprendedores. I just really want to give her a public shout out for supporting me and getting my own show and making things happen, and also being the pioneer for the Hispanic network. Danny, same thing for you. Thank you so much for making this happen and allowing it to come to fruition. So I'm super excited. I'm a little nervous, as you can tell, so I may stumble, but we're going to work with that. A little bit about who I am. First of all, my name is Angie Torres, and I am Life-Changing Solutions. And so what I've done, I've lived in Las Vegas for the last 20 years, and in the last 17 years, I worked in social services in all kinds of arenas, from working with mental health, substance abuse, domestic violence. I've done some life coaching, which I'll get into that in a little bit, because essentially I'm very passionate about people. And I got into this whole thing because I really wondered what makes people tick. It really is something that intrigues me and it fascinates me. So I've been on this journey for 17 years, and I have a few answers. And the biggest thing that I've discovered in working with different people, as I said, is people just want to be accepted. They want a sense of belonging. It doesn't matter if they're 2 years old or 90. It doesn't matter if they're disabled or not. It doesn't matter if they have money or not. The bottom line is that they want to be accepted, and they want they want a place to call home, whether it be with their friends and relationships, and which is also why I call myself a relationship architect, because there's all kinds of different relationships. There's, we all know of the romantic relationship. We have partners, we have friendships, even the relationship that you have with the Starbucks cashier. That's a relationship too. Because really the word itself means the ability to relate to others, and that's what I'm about. But going back to the whole secret about being accepted, yes, that's the quick, straight answer, but the reality is it's way more complicated than that, because we're all so different, we're all so unique, and we all need different levels of support to get through this. So that's essentially what Life-Changing Solutions as the show and as a program and who I am is about. And I said that I was going to talk about life coaching because somebody asked me, they're like, well, technically you're a life coach then. And have I done that? Absolutely. And can I? I do. But I don't call myself a life coach because, well, I'm going to piss some people off here, but let's face it. That term has been so watered down and has been so overused. And essentially we have a lot of glorified advice givers out there. And so as a consumer, I invite you to do your homework and check out who really is referring to themselves as a life coach, because I think that the true nature of a life coach, and there are some out there, so I'm not saying that all life coaches are the same, but I am encouraging you as a consumer to do your homework. There's different types of life coaching. There's ontological, which is the study of being, of who you are being in a certain situation. There's ecological coaching, which is what's going on around you. There's accountability coaching, and that's the one that most of us are more familiar with, which is the ones that set your goals and keep you accountable and keep you on track. I tend to use all of them and take little snippets of everything. There's also spiritual coaching. There's, all kinds of things. And why would somebody need that? The thing that I use the most, and I say the most, is we all need to know what we need to be healthy or to be fit or to lose weight. We all know what we need to do, but we don't do it. So that's the purpose of a coach, or just somebody like me to support you with that. And so that's really my goal for you, is for you to be able to take little nuggets of information away from this show, and for you to start to implement them and be able to really start living out of your comfort zone and start living the life that you really want to live. what's it called? I lost my train of thought. That is so awesome. So I really want you guys to take these nuggets, and there is a disclaimer there. where it's like the Angie defense does not exist. It will not save you from anything. So I'm just putting that out there because, again, I'm going to give you a lot of tools, you know, in future shows, and I'm going to give you a lot of information, and I really do hope that you start to use it and implement it. But if it doesn't work out, or if, you know, it doesn't really, you know, go the way that you want it to, you can't be like, oh, well, Angie told me to do this, and, you know, then come back at me. And if you do, we can talk about it, and maybe we can see what worked and didn't work. But just a reminder, the Angie defense will not get you out of anything. But I do hope that you implement the tools that I give you. And going back to like talking about what a relationship architect is and what it is that I do. So as I said, relationships are, it's essentially any kind of interaction that you have with any other individual, and including yourself. So you can have a relationship with yourself, you can have a relationship with anybody else, and where essentially relationships is your ability to relate. And that's where a lot of people clash, is that they don't understand that the way you are showing up to somebody is going to have an effect on them, just like the way they're showing up to you is going to have an effect on you in that interaction. And so the architect piece of my title is exactly that. I'm going to help you redesign or design a new way to relate to others. So, you know, again, I'm really happy to be here, and our next segment is going to be about let your mess be your message. And so for right now, we're going to take a little break, and then when I come back, we'll go into that. Thanks.